Firstly, Gaffer, 3 points away at Stadium MK. Our first win there ever. How do you view the game?
Didn't know that. I thought it was deserved. I thought it was much closer than it should have been. I thought we were good value for the win. We should have won by more than one goal. But I thought us playing the first half was very good, and we took a real fancied team. You know, we took 3 points off them. So if you'd have asked us that at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, we'd have took that, and that's exactly what we got. I thought the fans were magnificent. Again, 1,200, you know, in the corner there, and I thought they saw a good performance by and large. Yes, there's areas that we can improve, without a shadow of a doubt, but that's the case in every game this year. So we take the 3 points. We'll learn from playing against 10 men, and we hopefully get to put that into practice at some point going forward, because it means that the opposition have had a man sent off. So yeah, certainly a decent result, and for large parts a really decent performance as well.
And a standout performance in particular of Charles Vernon.
Yeah.
You must be really pleased for him, because obviously he has had a tough time, hasn't he, with his injuries, and he's looked like a man with a point to prove this season.
Yeah, I've said it all the time. If we can keep Charles Vernon fit, he's going to be a good player for us. You know, I've said to him, I'm delighted I'm being able to select him, because we know what he'll give us. And last Saturday proved that. I thought it was excellent. You know, not just because of his goal involvement, his all-round performance is very good. So yeah, hopefully it'll continue for another 40 or 50 games.
And you got your first look at Neil Eccleston as well. It was only a brief cameo, but what have you made of him, not only in that game but in this week of training? Yeah,
look, I think with all the new players, you know, Clark's only been with us sort of 2 or 3 weeks, and there's others. Sam, we haven't seen a lot of. You know, we saw him a bit, then he got injured, for example. You know, Zach's similar, but we saw him for a lot longer. So, you know, we're still finding out about a lot of them, you know, on a day-to-day basis. But there's been no surprises, certainly no bad surprises with any of them. We know what Neo is, we know what Neo will bring to us, and he's got, you know, all the attributes we want to play in that position. So hopefully he'll pick up what we're, you know, trying to do and make a real good impact. You know, come on, he's got an unbelievable spring, which helps. So, you know, we'll use him, you know, as we see fit. Once we know that he's got all the principles of playing inside him, and it becomes a bit second nature to him. But he's a great kid. He wants to be here. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. He's got real good techniques, certainly off one side, and we've got to get even more out of him.
And a first full week of training for a long time, so I'm sure that's quite pleasing for you, just to sort of get some teaching into your lads, I suppose.
Yeah, I think, you know, we've used this week to refresh them on one or two things that we felt needed to. We gave them an extra day off on Monday, which, regardless of the result on Saturday, they were going to get, because it's been a real tough period. It'll probably be the toughest period of the whole season, in terms of the games, you know, over a month and a bit. So to come through that how we have done is credit to the lads. So, you know, we've got to patch a few up, get a few more back, and hopefully we'll kick on.
And what's the mood in the camp been like this week?
Well, as you imagine, we've made 7 games in, a couple of League Cup games, a Virtue Trophy game, so we're sort of 10 games in all competitions, and the lads feel as though they've made an half decent fist of it so far. So, long way to go, like a real long way to go. So we're not, you know, getting carried away or anything like that. But the lads know that they've got a lot more in them. But like I said, they've made a good fist of the first 10 games in all competitions, and we've got to make sure that is true for the next 10 in all competitions, and let's see where we get to.
And next up, Cambridge for us. Going to be a tough test, obviously, a recently relegated side. They're always tricky to come up against. What do you expect from them?
Well, look, we've played 2 relegated teams already at home, and we've won 1, we've lost 1. And we can say we were better than Bristol Rovers. It doesn't matter. The history books suggest we weren't. So they're a tough nut to crack. They haven't conceded many at all this year. We know Neil will have them bang up for it, and they will be hard to beat. No team's going to come here and roll over. So we've got 1 or 2 things that we've got to look out for as well. But we also feel as though we can hurt them. So we've got to be bang at it. Like I said, we've had first time in a long time a week free of a midweek game, and we've got to also use that to our advantage as well. So yeah, it's a good opportunity back in front of the fans, who, like I say, have been magnificent all season. I thought they were magnificent against Bristol Rovers when it could have been different, and I hope that they turn out and get behind us again, because it's really beneficial and it might just get us over the line.
Brilliant. Thank you, David.
Thank you.